Good afternoon and welcome to Davron Staffing's Outplacement Training. This is David Coreen, Senior Matchmaker of Davron. Joining me today is our Director of Recruiting, Blake Coen. Blake, today, chiseled by experience and having been in the trenches of headhunting and recruiting at a high level for years, you're going to talk to us more about counteroffers, or rather, why counteroffers should never be accepted ever. Blake, educate me. Tell me a little bit more about counteroffers.
Hello, everybody. What it really comes down to is supply and demand. We see this in many different industries, and we find ourselves in the same quandary here in the staffing world. If you have the skill set a company demands, it makes you very valuable, and we can assist you in locating the next step in your career. During this process, you may be confronted with a counteroffer. We want you to be prepared for that situation if it occurs during your resignation, and we hope the discussion leaves an impression in case you do face this in the future. Now that you have made the decision to look for the next step in your career, you should keep in mind there was a reason why you were seeking a new opportunity in the first place. Your current employee will try to avoid losing your talent if at all possible, due to the fact your hard-to-find skill set will not be easily replaced. However, if you entertain a counteroffer to stay on board, you are doing yourself a disservice. We discovered around 44% of employers attempt a counteroffer after the employee gives notice of resignation. What happens if you accept? If you accept, the company will immediately feel that you are less loyal to the organization due to the fact you ventured out to consider a new position. Ultimately, your concerns that had you looking for a new position will not be adequately addressed, and the department's salary structure may become skewed due to the fact they just gave you your next few years worth of raises to stay on board. Furthermore, your relationship with the management or your coworkers may become strained. Again, accepting a counteroffer will only buy your employer some time to locate your replacement. It is more practical for the employer to offer an increase in your salary so there is not a conflict regarding an ongoing project or assignment. That is, until they can put in the necessary time to recruit and train a new employee. Once that occurs, termination of the higher paid employee is sure to follow. There are many scenarios that may come into play, yet in the end you will be replaced and back at square one. Another byproduct of accepting a counteroffer is the bridge burned with the company who offered you an opportunity to join their team. By declining their offer of employment, you will have all but eliminated your chances of ever being considered by the organization again. You are looking to advance in your career, correct? Why stay in the same stagnant position? In conclusion, things will most likely not change at your current employer. They may flash an attractive salary increase or promise to improve the work environment to get you to reconsider your resignation. All in all, as soon as you put in your 2 weeks, your employer will look at you in a different light. Money isn't the major reason why most seek out a new position, yet we find that some are blindsided by the flash of a salary increase presented in the form of a counteroffer. Keep in mind why you were seeking out a new opportunity in the first place, and do not let your current employer tempt you to stay where you are unhappy.
Some really good thoughts over here, Blake. Let's freestyle a little bit. So I imagine this. You walk in and you tell your employer that you're giving a 2-week notice in a super tight labor market. If all of a sudden they raise your salary by $10,000 or $15,000, you should be concerned, right? I would be worried.
For sure. Why wasn't that brought up to you earlier in your career? Why are they just now giving you that salary increase? Is it just to keep you on board so they can find a more affordable
Who knows?
talent?
Stopgap measure.
Yeah.
Are you really going to have to threaten to quit every time that you want a salary increase or any time that you want some additional benefits? Blake, and what's been your experience? People that do take counter offers, do they usually stay with the company that they took the counter offer? It seems like a lot of statistics suggest otherwise.
In my experience, I've had people come back 2 weeks after they accepted a counteroffer, asking me if the position that they had is still available. And in most cases, the client has a sour taste in their mouth, and the position is no longer available for that individual. And it's unfortunate because you do burn that bridge.
Well, I imagine that you've interviewed at this company. We present them, negotiate an offer for them. and the person is ready to go, accepts the position, goes to resign, and his boss says, "Oh, before you go, let me give you some more money." I imagine that the company that this person interviewed with, the candidate interviewed, can't be all entirely happy. So it does burn a bridge, doesn't it?
Yes.
I don't know. You said that most people, don't interview as much for money, but they're blindsided with the flash. Can you expand a little bit on that?
So, I mean, look, you might be looking for the next step in your career. You might find a new position that's only going to pay you an extra 5 or so K a year. And then you go back to your employer and they don't want to lose your talent. They have a project that you're working on currently that they just can't, find another individual to come and pick it up at this point. So they want to keep you on board and make sure that that project is completed and that client is happy. They may flash, an attractive number, 10, 15K, for you to stay on board.
Nothing changes though, right?
No, the work environment will not change. Your day-to-day will not change.
The opportunity doesn't change.
And there was a reason you were looking for a new position in the first place. So.
Well, that's right. Oftentimes, and our area of expertise is engineering, architecture, and white-collar construction professionals. So oftentimes, money is not always the top motivating factor for somebody to leave. In fact, culture dynamics, opportunity for advancement, even technology are oftentimes the driving factor. Yet somehow, if moving up the corporate ladder or the culture is conflict and a counteroffer is presented, it's exactly what you're saying. It's like a flash of money, a whole bunch of money is being waved at, and it confuses things. Maybe that's why counteroffers don't work, and those same candidates end up calling you. You had somebody that actually asked you if that job is still available.
Yes.
2 weeks.
Yes.
After accepting. And what was his reason? What happened? Why so short? Did his existing employer let him go?
As soon as his existing employer knew that he was considering a new position, they did increase his pay so that he could basically wrap up a portion of the project that he was overseeing. And as soon as his little portion of that project was done, they let him go and found a replacement. It was simple as that.
And it was just a stopgap measure, and that literally all it was. They viewed him as disloyal and just needed him to finish up a specific project. Well, if that's not caution or warning when you hear a counteroffer from your existing employer, I don't know what is. Thank you for joining us on this podcast for Davron Staffing's Career Tips Advice. Blake Coen, Director of Recruiting for Davron. Thank you, sir, very much for your time, honed and chiseled by experience, years and years. Visit our website, davron.net, and tune into our YouTube and our website for more helpful tips on how to land your dream job. This is David Coreen with Blake Coen. We hope you guys have a great day.